Welcome to People of Eros. How are you?
I am doing very well.
What's your name?
My name is Michael.
How old are you, Michael?
I am 30 years old at this moment.
Where are you from?
I am from Maryland. I was raised in Maryland, but while my dad was in the military and was traveling the world, I was actually born in Germany on a military base, but raised in Maryland for the most part.
How old were you when you got to Maryland?
I was about 1 years old when I first came to the US.
Is that where you went to high school?
Yes, I lived most of my life in Maryland and went to all of my schooling in Maryland.
I'm very curious to know more about your submissive self. How did you discover power exchange dynamics? And how did you decide that you like to explore submission?
The One of the earliest memories is, I'm sure a lot of submissive men can relate. I was playing with some friends, and there was a moment a woman or a girl used like a jump rope and tied me up to a post and was kind of parading me around and uh, making me feel small in that way. And that was when I first discovered that kind of feeling. But as I grew older and experienced some dating and hookups and going online and that kind of thing, I slowly came to the realization that I enjoy a more dominant woman and dominant dynamic with a partner in my life. There were many moments of during my life where I would be with someone and it never always felt right or it never clicked in my mind, and it never worked in some way or another. And there were many moments of when I was on the internet of just searching different communities and reaching out to different people that I found a very amazing safe space and so many cool and wonderful people that also have this same kind of mindset and interest as me, which was super amazing to find, thankfully, to the internet.
How old were you when this incident happened with this woman?
I was probably 9, 10 years old. I had to have been maybe early or late elementary school or somewhere. It had to have been somewhere around there because we were still kids just running around having fun. And it just kind of accidentally happened in that way for me to have this awakening to these feelings.
And when you say you were going out and things were not feeling very enjoyable with your dating scene, does that mean in a more normative setting where you were acting just like with all the dynamics and maybe taking type of the lead as a man?
Yes, that absolutely would apply to what I was feeling
Okay.
during during a lot of dates. The general consensus during dates is the man would be leading and taking control, and I have always been more submissive, obviously, and taking the following lead in those kind of dynamics. So it never felt right in that sense for me to be doing something I wasn't comfortable doing during those dates.
When you came to the internet and finally found about this alternative lifestyle within the BDSM community, Did you start dating right away? How was that process for you? Or did you start hiring professional dominatrix? How did that work for you?
Uh, Definitely not straight away. I was still early in my adulthood, and I was still very unsure of myself, very nervous, very scared, timid to even be approaching anyone in real life about these kinds of things. So it definitely did not happen quickly that way. But I always was messaging people and trying to find people online that I could share with and talk with. And eventually, I had always known that hiring a professional was an option, but it was never something that I immediately thought I would do. And for whatever reason, I decided, because I wasn't sure how the first time would go with someone who I didn't really know, didn't really trust, I decided to go searching for someone that I thought would be a better fit for me in that way. And I think someone who knew what they were doing and had the skills and patience and experience and the time, of course, to take the time with me to be patient and understanding, because I didn't know what I was doing. And obviously, not everyone is understanding and patient in that way. And I was very lucky enough to find uh, a few professionals that have been incredibly wonderful and patient with me as I've been learning and growing and experiencing these different things.
How long have you been in the community?
I would say I've been in the community for I would I would say 6 years solidly, because for the most part I was a very passive observer in the beginning of my adulthood, and I wasn't in the community. I was passively observing for the most part.
How is your love life these days? How is your dating life?
Unfortunately, non-existent at the moment. I I have no trouble talking to women or going on dates with anyone or hanging out with anyone. It has just become an uncomfortable topic to broach for me with my interests and that kind of thing. I don't want to lead someone on into getting to know them and them getting to know me and then have to break the news like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not really interested in a normal dynamic with you. And obviously, for the most part, they might not be interested in that. And because of those reasons, I've had trouble finding someone that would be compatible with me in my current life at the moment.
What about dating people within the community? Do you get to go to social events where you can connect with people in a normal setting, or it doesn't bother you? I know some submissives that are like, oh, I will never pay for services. How does that feel for you? Do you feel like you can go to social events and maybe perhaps there meet a potential partner, or you feel comfortable right now with what you do, hiring services and whatnot?
I I am I am I am all of those things at the moment. I am unfortunately not in a large city or large kink community in the place I am. I'm in a fairly smaller to the side of size city at the moment, so there's not a ton of people I can connect with. I am totally into going to events and parties and that kind of thing, but that would include me traveling and spending time away from work and spending money, which isn't the end of the world, but it takes a lot of time and effort to be able to do that kind of thing. Uh, I am so for and supportive for everyone who is a professional. I think what you specifically and what everyone else does is something so wonderful and so amazing. Uh, the time and energy that everyone spends to hone in on the craft and skills of BDSM and kink is so incredible to me. I think I will always have an open spot in my heart to meeting with professionals. I don't think that will ever go away just because there's something special connecting with someone who is so incredible at what they do. There are many people and many different uh, websites and communities to find these incredible people. So I'm very thankful that these tools exist for me to be able to use at the moment.
Fantastic. How do you see yourself in next year? Are you planning to stay in this small town for a long term, or are you planning moving into a bigger city? I know you do travel and do take vacations, but how do you feel about this coming year?
I, in general, I feel a little nervous, but that is for many other reasons happening in the world right now. But for me personally, I really love the city I am in. It is one of the most beautiful places I have ever had the pleasure to live. Some of the people here are so kind and so amazing. I really enjoy the work that I'm doing. So I don't think I will be moving anytime soon. I I think I plan to be here for at least a few years. Uh, but for the most part, uh, yeah, I feel very excited a little bit for the next year, and I yeah, I think I plan to just be here for a few more years.
Very well. Is there something you would like to share with people of Eros community?
I think anyone who is unsure or nervous about something in their lives, they there are many resources out there on the internet that you can look into anonymously without having the fear of being judged or looked down upon for whatever you are into. And I think everyone should be able to explore what they love and what they enjoy in life without having other people shame them for what they enjoy.
I love that. Thank you for such a great reminder.
Of course.
Thank you for wanting to participate for this archive project of
Of
People of
course.
Eros. Until next time, thank you for listening.
Thank you.